Hi everybody, this is Spring Washam. Here I am outside at my treehouse temple. Welcome Lotus Vine Journeys community. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm a teacher, an author, speaker, and a healer, a curandera. That's what we kind of refer to it in South America. And I wanted to make a video talking about ayahuasca. I've been making a series of them and how ayahuasca works, how ayahuasca heals, what is ayahuasca, is this right for me, right? Should I do a ceremony? Should I work with this particular plant? And so I want to talk about how ayahuasca heals and also specifically talk about how it heals the physical body. So ayahuasca, as you know, or you may not know, is a very powerful plant doctor. The grows in the heart of the Amazon rainforest in the jungle. It's been used for thousands of years, hundreds that we know by all the indigenous tribes, especially the Shipibos. And I have been working with it for about 13 years. I started pretty much to heal trauma. And again, I was also a Dharma teacher, so I mixed it with Buddhism. So I have a video about that, which I'll share more about. But in this video, what I really wanted to focus on was how ayahuasca heals the physical body and how it really works on the physical level. You might have heard a lot of horror stories about ayahuasca or seen videos of people purging and vomiting and all this different stuff. So I wanted to talk about that. Partly to clarify the medicine, how it works on the human level, on the physical level of the human system. I'm making a series about the 4 levels of the system: physical, mental, emotional, and vibrational. And I wanted to make separate videos for each of them because there actually is a lot of information to cover. So today we're talking about healing the physical body. A lot of people are looking for help with physical things that are happening, gynecological issues, cysts, autoimmune disorders, chronic pain, maybe cancers, all kinds of diagnosis, Lyme disease, asthma, you name it. We're looking for help on the physical level, especially in this time of coronavirus where more people are focused on their health. Here we are, it's 2020, and there's so much to think about on the physical body level. And so sometimes we have chronic physical conditions that we can't seem to heal. Maybe you've tried meditation, yoga, visiting healers, and there's something that's so deep on the physical level. Well, ayahuasca may be right for you and it may help a lot. Ayahuasca in itself is this vine, and the vine is incredible on its own. It has these antibacterial properties to it. It has microorganisms. I think I never know how to say that. Anyway, it's like if you have parasites, it helps with that. So it's a medicine. And so on the physical level, when we're working with ayahuasca, we can have a huge physical effect in a ceremony. A tiny bit of medicine can bring on a huge physical experience. Again, ayahuasca is a doctor, so when you drink the medicine and you have deep prayers for healing, you're going into a spirit hospital. Actually, and a lot of times at our retreat center in Peru, we're lying down, we have our little buckets, we have our Kleenexes, anything can happen. It's a hospital setting, let me tell you, a spirit hospital. And ayahuasca is like the chief doctor. So on the physical level, what can happen is the medicine comes into the body. And again, you don't need very much, sometimes tiny bits, tiny amounts. It comes in and it starts to purge out anything in your body that is not supposed to be there. A lot of our sicknesses, friends, are caused by terrible food. Oh my God, when I was a kid, we grew up eating only fast food, TV dinners. I think I lived most of my years in grilled cheese sandwiches, right? Cheap cheese, old bread. It's just how it is when you're a single mom. There's not money for fancy things. And so Even though I was healthy, we grew up eating a lot of bad food, bad water. And so all of these things can take a toll where you live. If there's mold in your house, it doesn't impact you when you're young, but at a certain age, everything that we have been exposed to, chemicals, we live in a world full of chemicals. It's not natural. It's not natural to be washing our hair with all these chemicals. It's not natural to bathe with all these chemicals, but we get used to it. It's like, oh, this is what we call the modern world. Well, the body at some point, and if you've done a lot of drugs or you've drank a lot of alcohol or you eat heavy processed meats, all of this, what happens is there's a buildup on the physical level in the body. And when the body gets toxic, it leads to a lot of other problems. You know, when we feel toxic in the body, we feel toxic in the mind. You know, like healing your body on a physical level will help actually heal depression. A lot of our feelings come from how the body feels. We wake up, we feel sick. The whole day takes a bad turn, right? It's like when our body is not well, our mind is very hard for our mind to be well. So your physical body being clean and detoxified is really, really important. And so it may be that you do cleanses and juices and fasting. That's one level. But ayahuasca on another level, when you do a ceremony, can come in and clean everything in the body. Cancer, growths, things that shouldn't be in the system, all of it, every pore, it just starts to pull it out. One of the words for ayahuasca is called la purga. And in the Shipibo tradition, indigenous, they believe ayahuasca is a great cleaner for the body. When people are sick, they're given small amounts. Even children are given small amounts, right? And what it does is like cleaning. So it's a powerful treatment for physical disorders that are not being addressed. And so we've worked with a lot of people really successfully with different kinds of cancers. I can't guarantee anything because we're living in a world of spirit, and sometimes things are bigger than what we can fix. But a lot of times when we work with plants and nature, we can have a really good outcome, right? Mixed with other things, a different shift in consciousness, a different way to relate to our physical body. Our physical bodies are alive. They're energy. They're moving, pulsating. You get one body in this life. You got to take care of it. This is where how you live, how you can express your gifts in the world is through having this human form. In our culture, we grow up with this really tortured view of the body. We're always trying to look a certain way. Oh, this is too big. Oh, I'm too small, this, that. But we're not looking at it from a much higher perspective, is that you're given this body as a way to experience reality in the human form. We're giving these bodies so that we can wake up, that we can practice, that we can experience and move through life. And so it's really precious, a human body. It's precious, it's fragile, as we know. And if you're experiencing a lot of physical difficulties, a lot of things, for women, feminine health, gynecological health, all of these things, we get a lot of improvement working with ayahuasca. It's really incredible. Again, the plant is a doctor spirit. It wants us to be better, right? And so the purging and the letting go, and sometimes in the ceremony, you might vomit or you might purge it out or you might go to the bathroom, right? People talk about this epic purge. On a physical level, you could cry. You could sometimes shaking is a part of it. As we know, trauma is released out of the body often through shaking and moving. Sometimes when you ingest it in a ceremony, the body, it just goes completely into a paralyzed state, almost like you're in a surgery. In a way you are. Or you could experience old pain in the body, like old injuries, it's moving out. We have imprints in our human body. And so those imprints, the plants can lift those out from sexual abuse, physical abuse. Areas where you've been hit and abused often become places where you hold chronic tension, chronic pain, ancestor pain, I have a friend who recently told me that she's Chinese and her family, her grandmother was the last one from being bound, foot bound, and then she has problems with her feet. This stuff is really powerful and it's very connected, right? The pains that our mother, our grandmother, and our great-great-great-grandmothers experience become somehow transmuted to us to heal them. And so it's deep in the DNA. And what's powerful about ayahuasca is she can move energy out of the DNA level. Actually, we know DNA is malleable, it's movable, it's changeable. It's so phenomenal about the science that shows us this now. But I have great faith in that. So ayahuasca can help a lot with the physical body in conjunction with a whole treatment plan. It's mind, body, and spirit together. But I just wanted to share a little bit more about how ayahuasca works on the physical level, and to not be afraid of that. If you're considering a ceremony, sometimes people come and they're so scared of purging or scared of feeling pain. I think that's part of it. I'm more scared of living with pain than, going through an ayahuasca ceremony, but I understand. Ayahuasca is powerful. It needs to be honored and respected for the power that it has, right? The healing power. It can be scary in moments. But if you're being held in a safe place, there's healers around, you're being led in a ceremony, and you have rest and you have the right circumstances, really powerful miracles can happen. So, thank you all for joining me, and I hope this video was helpful for you. You can check out other links below. You can check out Lotus Vine Journeys. Please subscribe to our channel. We're starting to put all kinds of amazing video content up, plants, healing, meditation, Panchamama, hopefully more music. So subscribe and share this with your friends or for anybody who's interested in working with the medicine. It's a sacred thing to do. And you'll know when you're called to it. It's a calling deep in the heart. So thank you again for joining me, and for the benefit of all beings, this is why we do this work. Namaste.